Okay, so let's unpack this. Have you ever wondered about those like hidden energy centers inside you? The ones that seem to subtly influence, well, everything, from how creative you feel to your basic sense of security. Today, we're doing a deep dive into exactly that, the ancient but yet incredibly relevant concept of chakras, and specifically their profound impact on personal development. Our exploration, our sort of a map for this, is built on some really insightful sources from Unlock Your Chakra. We've been digging into their About Us page and a really detailed article called The 7 Chakras for Personal Development. And it's written by their founder, Armen Grigorian. And what's really compelling, I think, is that it's not about super complex doctrines. It's more about pulling out the practical wisdom, actionable steps you can actually apply, drawing from these ancient ideas.
Exactly. And that's really our mission here with this deep dive. Our goal is basically to give you a shortcut to understanding what these ancient energy centers actually are, how they function, and maybe most importantly, what specific sort of tangible steps you can take. So to activate them for your own self-improvement. We're trying to sift through it all, find those aha moments that make this knowledge genuinely useful, cutting straight to the key insights you need.
Right. So just to set the stage, what exactly are chakras? The sources describe them as energy centers used for centuries by Indian and Eastern cultures. Pretty foundational stuff.
And what's fascinating here, I think, is how they're presented not just as abstract concepts. The sources talk about them as distinct centers capable of transforming energy and influencing like actual tangible changes in your personality or your well-being. They can be in different states too, underactive. Maybe you feel a lack or something missing in an area of life, or healthily balanced where things just flow, or even overactive, which might show up as an excess or an imbalance. And this is crucial. Consciously or subconsciously, our own thoughts, feelings, or actions can either, activate and nurture these centers or obstruct them, block them up.
Wow, that immediately makes you think, doesn't it, about how much subtle influence we might actually have over our internal state. Okay, so let's start the journey, maybe at the very top, quite literally, with the crown chakra. So what do the sources tell us about this one? The highest energy center.
Right, the crown chakra. It's also known as Sahasrara. It's located right at the very crown of your head, and its color association is violet. Its energy, the feeling it creates, is described as transcendence. That feeling of limitless connection, higher purpose, maybe expanded consciousness.
Transcendence. Makes perfect sense at the top. So if it's about that kind of expansion, what could possibly block it? How do you block transcendence?
Yeah, it's interesting. The sources are pretty clear on this one. The number one factor blocking energy here is an obsession with materialistic things. When our focus gets really rigidly fixed on like external possessions or achievements, we inherently limit our perception. It sort of pulls us away from that expansive, higher consciousness the crown embodies. It's not saying reject material life entirely, but recognizing when that attachment prevents spiritual flight, maybe.
That's a really powerful distinction. Okay, so given that, for listeners who might feel kind of stuck in a very demanding, material world, how can they start to stimulate this connection? Are there practical ways, things you can do without completely, dropping everything?
Absolutely. The sources suggest some pretty accessible practices, things like praying regularly or maybe participating in religious or spiritual activities, whatever resonates. It helps you revisit and get back in touch with your spiritual side, your origins. Meditation is another key one. And it's not just about relaxing, though that's good too. By quieting the mind, it actively creates that necessary inner space for higher thoughts, spiritual connection to emerge. That directly aligns with the crown's function, that transcendence. Oh, and a surprising one, maybe, singing. Singing your heart out can apparently help you connect with your inner self, opening up that channel.
Singing, I like that. Okay, so we've explored the transcendent vision of the crown. Now, let's sort of descend down a bit to the center of our inner sight, our intuition. What's next?
Next up is the third eye chakra, also called Anja, A-N-J-A. Its color is indigo, and it's located right there between your eyes. Its energy manifests as intuition. But it's not just some, mystical sixth sense in isolation. It's deeply involved with your left and right brain processes, integrating your logical and creative sides, maybe your male and female aspects. It relates to wisdom, holistic experiences. When it's balanced, it's where real wisdom meets practical vision. It allows you to synthesize logical thought with creative insight, see patterns, see beyond the obvious.
And what blocks this powerful center? Inner knowing. The sources point to something very relatable. A busy life with almost no time for personal reflection. That definitely hhits home in modern life, doesn't it? But, okay, how can someone who is deeply immersed in a demanding schedule actually find that stillness? Are there ways to integrate this without, needing a silent retreat every month?
That's a great point, because stillness doesn't have to mean clearing your whole schedule. Not necessarily. To stimulate your third eye, the sources suggest being still often, just finding moments. Moments to get in touch with your mind, your body, maybe connect with nature. This could be as simple as, say, taking a mindful walk. That helps create balance. Or maybe dedicating just 5 minutes to write down your thoughts. Journaling. Engaging in creative activities helps too, writing poetry, drawing, painting, whatever, and clearing clutter. Excess clutter from your workspace or your life, that helps create mental and physical space for those intuitive insights to pop up.
Clearing clutter for intuition. I like that connection. Okay, so from inner vision, we move to how we express it. Next stop is the throat chakra, right? The bridge between inner thoughts and, well, getting them out there.
Exactly. The throat chakra, known as Visuddha, Visuddha. It's blue, located right there in your throat area. This chakra's energy is all about communication and expression. It relates to your beliefs, how you use language, even metaphors. And the sources highlight something interesting as the major block here: lack of focus and disorganized thoughts. Because, if your internal thoughts are chaotic, how can you possibly express them clearly to the world?
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Clarity of thought really has to come first for clear communication. So if you're looking to activate your throat chakra, get that flowing, what is the material advice?
Well, the sources offer some pretty bold advice, actually. They say what you are most afraid to say, which sounds daunting, right? But it directly confronts the fear that often stifles authentic expression. Also, try journal writing again, helps connect with those inner thoughts first. You would illustrate your thoughts maybe through art, maps, diagrams, help visualize what you want to say. Using metaphors can create new meanings, make things clearer or more impactful. And simply, talk with other people, practice. It's about building that confidence from within and then practicing expressing it outwardly.
That is bold advice. Saying the thing you're most afraid to say. It makes me think of those times when you know it needs saying, but the words just get stuck.
Yeah.
Seems like tackling that internal resistance is really key. Okay, moving down now, right into the core of our emotional being.
We arrive at the heart chakra, Anahata, Anahata, located right at the center of your chest. Its color is green, and it deals with all aspects related to kindness and loving. With a G, its energy is experienced as feelings of connection, as you relate with others, participate in relationships, or, engage in collaborative efforts. This is really where our capacity for empathy and compassion blossoms.
Beautiful. And the main blocker here, isolation. The sources say, especially if you cut yourself off from a support system or from receiving emotional support. Why is that so critical for this specific chakra, do you think?
Well, the heart chakra really thrives on that give and take, doesn't it? Giving and receiving, love, connection. When we isolate ourselves, we effectively starve the center. We cut off the very energy it needs to flourish. It just prevents that natural flow of empathy, compassion, shared experience that defines it. So to stimulate your heart chakra, the sources suggest, pretty logically, spending more quality time with loved ones, actively connecting with other people, participating in discussions, and developing supportive learning partnerships with others, which I thought was an interesting phrase. It's all about consciously nurturing those bonds.
Right, so it's not just about being around people, but actively engaging, building those supportive connections. Makes sense. Okay, moving down again toward the stomach area, we find the solar plexus chakra next.
That's right. The solar plexus chakra, also called Manipura, Manipura, its color is yellow, and its energy manifests as feelings of clarity. It's closely associated with your sense of power, confidence, self-control, your personal power center, really, your self-worth. Oh, and the sources even note that people with an overactive solar plexus are often seen as arrogant. So that overactive state isn't healthy confidence. It's more like an inflated sense of self-importance or a dominant, maybe aggressive need for control.
That's a really important distinction, isn't it, between healthy confidence and arrogance?
Yeah.
Okay, and what undermines that healthy sense of self-power? What blocks the solar plexus?
The major blockage identified for this chakra's energies is an absence of planning, a lack of order. When life feels chaotic, unstructured, it can really erode our sense of control and competence, and that directly impacts our confidence, our clarity.
Right. So to get this chakra flowing better, how can we bring more order and structure into life in a way that feels empowering, not restrictive?
Good question. The sources advise creating order, structure, or guidelines in your life. This could be anything from like a daily routine to setting clearer goals, whatever brings that sense of structure. It's also about matching your tasks to your personal energy level. That was a cool tip. like doing high-energy stuff when you're a morning person and routine tasks later. That helps foster a sense of effortless accomplishment rather than fighting your natural rhythm. And interestingly, getting more sunshine. Exposing yourself to sunlight is also a tip. Light literally fuels the center of vitality.
Matching tasks to energy levels.
Ah.
That's brilliant. And more sunshine. Love it. Okay, next we move lower to the sacral chakra, deeply connected to emotions, creativity.
Indeed. The sacral chakra, or Svadhisthana, Svadithana, located in your lower abdomen, and its color is orange. This chakra relates to one's feelings and sexuality. It's also associated with movement, creativity, doing, achieving things. Its energy translates into excitement, the thrill of creation, pleasure, emotional connection.
And the primary block for this one, for that exciting energy, inactivity. Specifically inactivity because of self-doubt and or procrastination. Ugh, that feeling of being stuck before you even start.
Yeah.
How does that inertia, that stuckness, impact our creative and emotional flow?
Well, when we give into self-doubt and just don't act, we create stagnation. It's like damming a river. The sacral chakra thrives on motion, on expression. So resisting action directly stifles its natural flow. It gets blocked. To stimulate your sacral chakra, the advice includes connecting emotionally with others that helps unlock emotional fluidity. And instead of trying to tackle huge tasks all at once, break them down into stages, step-by-step phases. That makes action feel less overwhelming, more manageable. Trying soothing or sensuous water exercise like swimming and practicing yoga are also recommended. They help reconnect you with the natural flow of your body, your emotions.
It's powerful how just breaking things down can directly fight that feeling of being overwhelmed by self-doubt.
Yeah.
Okay, and finally, we arrive at the absolute foundation, the root chakra.
Yes, the root chakra, also known as the base chakra or Muladhara, Muladhara, located right at the tailbone, the base of the spine. Its energy color is red. This chakra is connected to your fundamental sense of security, self-preservation, survival instincts. It's your anchor, your feeling of safety, of belonging in the world.
And the major barrier here, the big block for this fundamental energy, self-sabotage, or specifically negative self-talk filled with self-doubt. And what's really significant here, what jumped out at me, is that the sources emphasize that unless you deal with your self-doubts at the root, you're also limiting your access to all the other 6 chakras. That's huge. A critical, almost cascading impact.
It truly is, because self-doubt at the root chakra fundamentally undermines your whole sense of security and worthiness. If you don't feel safe or stable or grounded in your own being, how can you fully express yourself clearly? Throat. Or feel genuinely confident, solar plexus. Or connect authentically with others, heart. It's like the groundwork, the foundation upon which everything else is built. If it's shaky, everything else is shaky. So to stimulate your root chakra, the sources advise directly confronting and challenging those self-doubts. Stop the sabotaging. Visualize tasks as completed. Imagine the sense of achievement this helps rewire those negative patterns. Listen to your body. Learn to relax, release tensions, maybe through grounding exercises. And share your concerns. Get support from others. Don't hold it all in. Building that foundational security really is the key to unlocking everything else.
Wow. Okay, so wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you listening right now as you reflect on this deep dive? We've journeyed through each chakra, haven't we? From the foundational root right up to the transcendent crown. We've seen how each one connects to incredibly different yet totally interconnected aspects of your well-being. Your security, your spiritual connection, how you communicate, your confidence, creativity, intuition. It's all linked. And we've explored how specific thoughts, feelings, actions can either block or activate these vital centers. And the why behind those tips.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, what really stands out is that profound interdependence, that interconnectedness of the 7 chakras. They really don't operate in isolation, do they? Activating one, working on one can create positive ripples through the others. It offers a truly holistic path to personal development. Oh, and remember how the sources briefly touched on things like chakra bracelets? Handcrafted with intention, using specific gemstones designed to help balance these very centers, kind of like a tangible reminder of the internal work.
Yeah, a little physical anchor. So, thinking back over everything we've discussed, what specific piece of information stood out most to you today? Maybe it was a particular blocking factor you recognized, like, oh, yeah, that's me. Or perhaps a stimulation tip that felt instantly actionable, something that really resonated.
Which leads to, I think, an important question to leave you with. Considering the profound impact your own thoughts, feelings, and actions have on these energy centers, what small conscious shift could you maybe make today? Just one small thing to begin activating one of your chakras, to maybe kindle a new aspect of your existence or just bring a little bit more clarity into your life, something to think about. We definitely invite you to continue your own personal exploration based on these powerful principles.